Hi there. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to replace a RAM stick or a memory upgrade in a Dell Optiplex 3000 series tower. This is a big tower. We're not talking about the little guys with solid state, even though you can put solid state in here. We're talking about the big towers. This right here is a Dell Optiplex 3060, and we're going to be putting a RAM upgrade in here. We're installing 8 gigs of RAM. The original installation comes with 4 gigs of RAM, and we want to make it a little bit faster this year. So we're going to install a 8 gig stick to upgrade it. Now the sticks we have are from Crucial. They are 8 gigabit sticks. You can get them right online. DDR4 3200 UDIMM. They are easy to install. I'm going to take about 2 minutes. I've seen a lot of videos out there on how to install them, and I think, there's stuff I like and stuff I don't like about all of them, but I think they skip some steps, and it's pretty simple, but there's a couple things I like to do to make it a little bit easier on myself, a little bit faster. So first thing we're going to do is unscrew the 2 back screws here on the back of the tower. Once you get those unscrewed, the whole tower top itself should slide back just a little bit, just about an inch, and lift right off there. There's little connectors on the sides that lock in here and make it so it slides in and out pretty easily. So once we get in here, we have our hard drive set up on top of our mount right here. So we need to take these 3 little blue dots, and we're going to lift up the little sticks here and unconnect it from the face of the computer. So that way the tower no longer has this little plastic face on it. Now that's going to free us up to be able to get this whole mount out. There's a little locking mechanism in here, right here, a little slide switch that you can unlock by pushing it towards the rear side of the tower. And then once it's pushed to the rear side of the tower, we want to take a little clip on this side and get these 2 little wires out of here so that it doesn't hold it. Okay, so once it's unlocked, we can lift it from the lock, lift it up, and then all we have to do is slide the mount out of these 2 little brackets right here. So these 2 little tips will slide into these little holes and mount down. So we want to take that right out. Okay, and I just lean it over onto the side here, so that way it gives me a little bit of room to work on the memory. And as you can see, it's only got 1 memory stick in here. It's a 4 gig stick. It's what it comes with originally, and we are just gonna use the second space to put in an 8 gigabyte stick. So there's 2 little tabs on either end here. You want to push those outwards so that way they unlock. That way we can slide our stick in and make sure that it's in correctly. So we're going to open up our little stick. Now I try to not touch the terminal end of it where it's touching the inside of the computer. I just don't want to get oils on my fingers on there or anything. Some people wear gloves, and you should also make sure that if you do have a grounding band or anything like that, wear it. I mean, it's a good idea. So you're going to take this stick. Now, I always make sure that the silicon chips are all facing the same way. Each chip might be built a little, or each board might be built a little different. So we want to make sure we're paying attention as to where our gap is on the stick itself. And we don't want to, touch it as much as we can. So on the board itself, there's a small divider on the inside of there that we want to make sure lines up with the dividing hole on the inside of this. And we're going to slide it inside that little channel. So once it's sitting in that little channel, just like that, it's just sitting there in the channel, I use my thumbs on either corner of the stick and I press down. That way it will lock in those little snaps all on its own. You don't need to lock anything. You just press it down firmly and it will lock in itself. And that's it. It's done. So now that it's complete and you've installed your stick, you want to take your hard drive mount again and put those 2 little tabs back in the hole in the top of the tower, and then just drop it right back onto that little post to lock it in. We're going to push our button that way and then reconnect our wires into this little clip on the side here. That way nothing is floating around in here to touch anything. And that's it. It's back to where it was to begin with. We take our face now, and there's 3 little connectors on the end here that we want to put in first on the bottom. So we slide those into the little holes where they go, and it's like a door. It's a hinge. So we're going to close it just like a door. Make sure we're pressing down and pull back towards us. That's it. It's in there. So now we can take our tower door and put it back on. We want to drop it on the same way we took it off, just about an inch from the face of it. Push it back in. It locks in place. We take our 2 screws and we screw it back in. That's it. Pretty simple. Now when we turn on the computer, it's going to ask us to run a diagnostic. You just hit continue. The computer knows you're installing RAM, so it'll say, hey, you noticed you installed some RAM in here. Do you want us to check to make sure everything's okay? Hit yes. It's always a good idea to make sure that the computer knows it's good, and it will run its own diagnostics. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope this helps somebody out there install a RAM stick in a 3000 series, specifically a 3060 Dell Optiplex.